when you're about to die, if you say, "I have never really lived"? Believe me, this sentence may not be far off. It can happen to anyone at any time. And at that moment you realize that in fact, you have never lived your life, and you feel a pain inside you that you have never felt before, because you have run out of time. So, if we are not in this position, let's ask ourselves a question. How much do we live our own life? How much do we pursue what we love? Maybe we have some difficulties in life. We suffer. But in the end, do we know ourselves? Can we really be ourselves without being influenced by the people around us? Do we ever get alone to know ourselves? So how can we live a happier life? First of all, I'm going to tell you about 5 habits you need to adopt. 1. Don't make promises just to avoid offending the other person. 2. To look only at a person's behavior and not to think about their feelings and intentions behind it. 3. Don't make a rash decision in a moment of anger. 4. Listen to what your own feelings tell you. 5. Spending time at least once a week in an area you love to improve yourself. In this video, we will discuss why people are unhappy and what they should pay attention to in their lives based on a psychologist's book. And we will share the words of Islamic scholars to make our lives more successful without regrets. What will people say? We all have a little bit of that in our lives, and for some of us, it is to such an extent that it is frightening, so much so that it has made people unable to live their lives the way they want to live their lives. The psychologist, who was instrumental in making this video, said in one of his speeches that one of the most important reasons preventing the development of traditional society is the inability of the individual to discover himself, to live his life as himself. The individuality of the individual is in his own heart, and it is his family, his environment, his friends, his teachers, all of them are lined up like a fortress in order to prevent him from saying, "This is my life." And it's becoming such a society that being different from others is not a good thing, it's a crime. And unfortunately, many people live their lives under the influence of others. They work in a job that they don't want and don't enjoy, and many of them are successful in it. But they are very unhappy. Their lives are drained, and they spend their lives in regrets, not living their life the way they want to live it. And the famous psychologist adds that life is really a journey of life. Everyone will go, but you will be left alone with yourself. And then, imagine a person who works only because mom and dad want him to. Successful but unhappy, irritable, and some of them smoke packs of cigarettes a day. And finally, the famous psychologist gives us 5 things to keep in mind. 1. Try to find out what is right for you and follow what is right. 2. Remember that sometimes there are good and bad sides within yourself, and always keep in mind what kind of life you want while working for your dreams. 3. Care about your own character, prove that you are a trustworthy person in yourself, and project that to people. 4. Help the people you work with to improve themselves, be positive about what they do. 5. Get to know yourself, talk to yourself, discover your essence, think positive things about yourself, and always work. We really need to apply what our psychologist says to our lives, and it is worth it. And finally, I would like to share some life-changing sayings from Islamic scholars that add meaning and value to life. We should always work and read to improve ourselves and become a better individual.